no talks between the player and Jurgen Klopp. That has not happened yet. And also, no official offer has been made yet. According to Sky Germany, Liverpool are offering him the possibility of becoming the new Steven Gerrard. Of course, we know that he's a very hot property. A lot of clubs are going to be interested in signing him.
Did you send it?
As expected, let him leave.
I heard something ping, that's why I said. Asked.
Manchester United would all like to take him.
I was halfway doing my fencing. I thought, what? Your throat like broke up, if you know what I mean. Fencing.
Andy and for Darmesh as well, that Liverpool can be optimistic. Carver mentioned the list of suitors there.
Right.
If they're not in the Champions League, they can probably forget it, can't they?
Maybe. I think you would see it as a long-term project, but Real Madrid think they're still in it. They definitely think they're still in it. They've been talking to his entourage as well. I think really Liverpool could do the rest of European football a favour almost by taking him away from Real Madrid, because to me it feels like he will end up at one of those two clubs. I think if you're looking at the balance of power in the Champions League over the next decade, really, because that's how long, injury notwithstanding, Bellingham's reign is going to be. He's already an incredible player. He's a leader already at 19
What the
years
fuck?
old. If you think
How did a zombie get in my hat?
you think they're moving on from one of the greatest midfields we've seen in European football, and they would have Tchouaméni, they'd have Camavinga, they'd have Valverde, and they'd have Bellingham. I mean, who's beating that?
I'm still confident that Modric should be playing about 65, to be honest. That's the way he's going.
I'm not ruling him out the next World Cup. I mean,
Two things I would say about the Bellingham deal is Jurgen Klopp, when he's been asked the question generally about how maybe a lack of qualifications at Champions League is going to affect their summer transfer window, he's actually said they can do one of two things, these players. They can actually come for the project, and if they want to come for the project, then it's Liverpool. If we're not in the Champions League, and they decide on that basis they don't want to come to Liverpool, then he says, I don't actually want them at the club then, because he wants players who want to play for the club. And something I've been saying all week, with regard to how much Bellingham is going to cost, if he has it in his mind that he wants to go to Liverpool, then with 2 years contract, I don't think it necessarily means that whoever bids the most gets Jude Bellingham.
Let me turn that. I don't have the sound off.
He can put
Where's it back on?
in a position. If he says, I don't want to go to Real Madrid or Man City or PSG, even though they bid more than Liverpool, and I want to go to Liverpool, Dortmund will say, well, we've accepted these offers. Bellingham will say, okay, I'll stay. I love it here at Borussia Dortmund, but I'm not going to sign a new contract. 1 year later, his price will have come down. So Dortmund then might have a decision to make. Do they take less money if less money is what Liverpool are going to offer, because Bellingham is saying
my dad's
Liverpool
got is
or nothing?
But if it becomes a
I normally wear my dad's up in this trick.
because Jurgen
And he
Klopp
just wears like a
told
bomber
everybody
jacket.
the money story, as he calls it. We
Might
all
extend
heard
it by
before.
What
one.
size is it?
Told the money story 4,999
Well,
times at news conferences. He said that they can't compete
Oh,
in
then,
the
Bob.
transfer market with the clubs that are
Thank you
owned
for
by
that.
states and multi-billionaires.
Right.
But
In a bit,
surely
Doc.
Real Madrid really want him, or Manchester City really want him, or Chelsea really want him. Borussia Dortmund are just going to sell him to whoever's offering the most.
Well, I guess
But he doesn't have to go there, does he?
But Borussia Dortmund are going to sit down with him and say, look,
I mean, I don't think he'll see moving to Real Madrid as any particular hardship.
But you see my point. You see my point. If he has chosen Liverpool in his mind and it's nothing else, because Sky Germany is saying, look, the talks are starting to happen there in the box seat. If he really wants to go there, then chances are he will end up at Liverpool. Only because of the 2 years left on his contract. If he had 3 or 4 years left on his contract, Borussia Dortmund can kind of just relax a little bit, but they can't with 2 years left.
But I think as well, you look at the way clubs of that level deal, and also the fact that he's just been exemplary since he's been there. He's been so good for them. So they're not going to try, even in a difficult financial position which they're in. Of course, they're just about to sign Yusufa Moukoko, who's been linked to various Premier League clubs, to a new deal, which is going to cost them a lot of money for a player of that age. And, they're carrying a lot of big contracts, Dortmund. I still think they won't want to dredge every single year out. I mean, they probably want to respect his wishes.
is there any chance that he stays at Dortmund? Because this week I think the sporting director was saying that they'd love to sit down with him and offer him a new contract.
Said the same with Haaland at this point last season. I mean, they'd love to. I don't think there's any doubt about that. But it is really tough because they're not guaranteed to make the Champions League. You look at them, look at Liverpool, you look at Tottenham, you look at Atletico. There are some huge teams that can miss the Champions League this season. That could have incredible ramifications, really, going not just through the remaining week and a half of this window, but going into the summer's window. That could really affect things. But what you were saying about Real Madrid and their financial might, now, of course, they're coming to the end of this stadium redevelopment. On the other hand, and they have saved
better going out like that, mate.
Not buying Kylian Mbappe. However, there was this feeling that
Next Spider.
more and more in Spain in the last. Despite the big flounce from Florentino Perez when he was snubbed by Kylian Mbappe, I mean, he has really only got a year left on his contract at the end of this season. The two sides have never completely stopped talking. So maybe at some point in the future, because PSG made him a load of promises that they couldn't keep. They're all predicated on selling Neymar. Where do you sell Neymar to? How do you sell Neymar? Now, he has got 4 years left on his contract. So that's a big problem.
I'd be focusing on Mbappe again in the summer.
I'm not convinced they can afford both. And I think they might have a decision to make, which could be a tough one. Because bear in mind, they haven't replaced Benzema in the near future. I mean, Modric is going to keep going.
They're coming from
they've got to look at that succession plan as well. Real Madrid are consciously trying to get younger. And I think
because I think they've been down that route before, haven't they, where they've let a team sort of age together.
Yeah, and it is a valid question whether they could afford both Bellingham and Mbappe. I'm sure they'll find a way. But, you know, PSG aren't going to make it easy for them if they're going to try and sign Mbappe this summer.
Introducing our best ACCA ever. Get a free bet back if one leg lets you down. Go to ladbrokes.com.
Borussia Dortmund have had a slow start to the Bundesliga season.
Oh.